My name is Carol, and what I've got tonight is I told y'all that I was going to be releasing another fall kit, and this is the fall kit that I'm going to be releasing, and I've got one more if the supplies comes in. We still got plenty of time. Fall for Jesus, He never leaves. This is what the wreath kit is going to be this time. I love this sign. With the kit, this is a 7x9 sign. You get a 14-inch frame. You get 25 pipe cleaners. You're going to get 5 yards of this gorgeous leaf pattern ribbon, and it's got some gold glitter in it around the leaves. This is really pretty. 1.5 inch on the tan, the neutral. We have also this fall plaid, and this is, it's got the burgundies, the oranges, the greens, a little bit of the yellows in it. And then last but not least, because this is gorgeous, this is a beige, and it's got gold glitter in it. It's like a scroll, but it's going to fit this perfectly. You're also going to get two 10-yard rolls of the poly jute in the green, and a bushel of leaves to go into this kit. I always throw in some cable mounts, so let me move that on up. The reason for the green jute is we don't have a lot of green in it to be in fall. We've only got one green leaf, and I brought that in with it, along with more of the green and yellow tones in with the leaves. Okay? So this is what all comes in the kit, and the kits are listed by Kathy in my shop right now, my Etsy shop. So I'm going to put all of this aside, and we'll start getting started. So here's the sign. I'm going to leave it right there for a minute. So you get 5 yards each of all these ribbons, and they're gorgeous, guys. Let me move the cable mounts over there. So what I've done is my usual, for people that are new, I put 10 pipe cleaners going around the outside, and I put 8 on the inside. How I do it is I go ahead and I tie my pipe cleaner on, then I bend it over, and at about 1 inch I tie another one. Then I go to the next one, and this one was a little crooked, so it's about 1 inch, and I behind, and you do another one. I do the same thing going around the top, put one on, bend it over, measure it, back it up 1 inch, bend it over, measure it, back it up 1 inch, same way all the way around it. Or if you want to measure it, it comes out to a 4 1/4 inch between each of your ties you put on. Okay, so that's our reframe. I cut the mesh tonight to 30 inches. This is a nice thick mesh. You'll have plenty left over. You'll have about half a roll of one of them left. But we're going to be making just some ruffles with this tonight. I think this is going to bring the edges of the green through, and it's going to look fantastic. The instructions that I send out with the wreath kit also gives you the instructions to make a woodland ruffle, how long to cut them if that's the way you want to do it. And I believe they also say if you're going to make a ruffle to do it 30 inches. You know, you could do a ruffle with a 20 inch and use one roll of the mesh that you get. It's preference of what you want it to see when you get through with the wreath kit. So we're going to take us a piece. I'm going to move them pipe cleaners. I don't need the computer deal. I'm just going to fold the edge under. You can roll it if you want to, not a problem. Take my 2 thumbs. I'm going to push with my thumbs and pull back with my fingers. Push and pull back, push and pull back until I get to the end, going right down the center. Then I'm going to take this and I'm just going to fold it under, just like I did that first one. And it's going to make like a flower, a bow tie, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to put it in the tie. Then I'm going to tie it down really good. And I just sort of, when I do a ruffle, overlap my ends. So, fold it over. Oh, thanks, Bonita. Hi, Sally. So I folded it under, pushing with my thumbs and bring it back with my fingers. Ruffling it right up the middle. Fold that edge under, and then when you get right here, I pull this one over and stick my new one in right beside it so that my ruffles butt up against each other. And twist it down really nice. And I just keep going around doing the exact same thing until we've gotten around to the outside of it, and then we work our way on in to the inside. Well, that little sucker wanted to move over. If y'all haven't seen the sign, here's the sign right here. It says, "Fall for Jesus, He never leaves." It's a 7x9. Now, since we're right here, this is the last one going in around the bottom. I pushed both sides to the side, allowing room for this last one. Tie it in good. Go ahead and spread it around and around. Then I still make sure that it's good and butted up against the other one. Now I'm going to go to the inside, and I'm going to go ahead and open all of these ties right here and get them ready. It makes it a lot easier if you go ahead and have them open, because I normally forget if I don't, and I try to go in and I have a piece of mesh in my hand, and then I'm trying to hold my mesh and opening it at the same time. Same way from the outside. I fold it under and I go right up the middle. except I sort of pull this back this time and lay it in. Last piece of mesh. So all I'm doing is bending it over, taking my thumbs and pushing and pulling it back with my fingers till I get to the end, going straight down the middle, and I curl that end down. Since this is the last one, I like to pull this one aside, this other one aside, so that I can have room to work inside there. Take my ends, wrap them around to the other side of your other ends. Go ahead and pull it back this way just to make sure you got it good from your other pieces. And then from the outer to that upper one. And that's what we're looking for as a base. See how nice and luscious that is? And that mesh is just so pretty. Okay, let me wipe this off because poly jute does have some fibers that come out. Not near like the faux jute mesh. Okay, let me show you the ribbons again. We have a fall leaf, and it's got some gold in it. Whoops, out of view. Okay, and the green. Then we have, I'm matching that one with the natural tan 1.5 inch. Then we have this gorgeous fall plaid that's got green, some burgundy, and this is a stitched ribbon. This is stitched. Then I'm bringing in a tan with some gold scroll in it. This is going to help bring out the gold in our leaves and really show nicely with our other ribbons. Yeah, about the only thing I can ever do with fabric mesh is to do a woodland ruffle with it, because it does shred. I cut these ribbons to 12 inches. Okay. What I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to line them up to the center, fold them over to find my center point. Thank you. Then I'm going to just ruffle it up the center, scrunch it up the center, whatever you want to call it. Come over here, put it down in a tie. I'm going to tie it down good. Since I have some embellishments, I'm going to leave my pipe cleaner on. This type of mesh takes glue and holds glue really well due to the fibers in it. But I want to have that pipe cleaner there too. Then all I'm doing is taking my ribbons and I'm spreading them out every other one tonight. Okay? Those are gorgeous. I cut it to 30 inches. That's okay, Patricia. Fold it in half. Then I'm just going to put it down in there. I think these ribbons are going to be really pretty on here. I'm just going to roll this pipe cleaner down. Spreading them out. That didn't want to stay, but we'll make it. And that's what we've got with our ribbons so far. Which it'll look better and better as we go around. Thank you, Kathy. I cut, I had to think there for a minute, 18 pieces at 30 inches. This kit comes with 2 rolls of the green poly jute. So it actually, with it cutting them at 30 inches, it takes about a roll and a half. The kit comes with wreath instructions, or to do a ruffle, or to do a woodland ruffle. This is the first one going in on the top. So I'm going to go straight down in. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to twist it. Yeah, I bet. Oh, I'm telling you. And he's, you know, he's like, I told him his garage was bigger than mine. He had to share some room. So I'm making an X with these right here. And you can put these in any direction you want to go, okay? Now you can get this in there, and I'll show you what I'm talking about with the ruffles if you have problems with your hands. But by no means don't stop using your hands. I mean, I know it's very painful. I have arthritis too. And I think that the worst thing we could do was to stop using them. But you can take, I don't have a piece of mesh, but you can take your bow maker if you've got one of these, or if you've got a Bodabra, and let me see if I had a little piece of mesh left over down here. Yeah, I did. Take your bow maker. I'm just going to pretend this is cut. Fold it over, okay? You can measure it out till it's 5 on each side. Take this, push it down in your bow maker, and keep pulling it through, pulling it through, pulling it through, pulling it through, like so. And I'm going to cut this to show you. I'm cutting a hack job here. Whoops. And just pull it through till you get to the very end. Fold it back under, push it back down. Okay, if it needs to be straightened out, straighten it out. Pull it out. Okay, turn it sideways. And this wasn't a very long piece. And there you have your ruffle. For people that's having problems with their hands, use your bow maker and just push it down in there and see if that doesn't help you make it, because you've got a 5-inch and a 5-inch. So the middle is going to be right there, and just push it down in there. Okay? Maybe that will help a little bit. Oh, we're doing ribbons. Thank you. Last ribbon going in. There we go. So that's what we have with all of our ribbons. We got just a little bit of shimmer. And it's really hard to see this in the leaves of this ribbon here, but this is the most gorgeous ribbon. And it's got just a little bit of glitter and shimmer to it. Okay, let's make us a bow with the ribbon we have left. So we cut our tails, thank you. We cut our tails to 12 inches. So this is the ribbon that we have left. Yeah, I got it all here. So what this is a deluxe easy bow maker. If you're in the mood for a bow maker, I got them in my shop also. Okay, so what I want to do is I think I'm wanting to bring, and I want to make the leaves more prominent to pull out the leaves in the sun. So show you the sun one more time. Fall for Jesus, he never leaves. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make about a 12-inch tail, okay? I'm going to twist it, bring this forward, or I can do it backwards too. Let me move these ribbons out of my way. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to pull this down to the 6. I'm going to twist it. When you're making a bow, try to keep your loop fluffed up as much as possible. It decreases you having to do a lot of fluffing there at the end. Okay. Another 6, so we've got a 6 and a 6. Let's go ahead. Let's make us a 6 right here. And another 6, and then we'll pull it on down. We could have made tails a little bit longer. We still have enough, so if you want to make, say, a 14-inch tail instead of the 12, perfectly fine. I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. Let's go ahead and dovetail our ends. So I fold it in the middle and I cut out to the wired edge. And that's what's called a dovetail. I hear some people call them a V. Thank you. Thank you, Shante, very much. That one was a little long. I always do that. Okay. So now that we've got this one in, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, oops, I think, you know, by golly, let's just sort of play these a little different. So I'm going to measure this about the same, a little bit shorter. I got a piece of excuse me, I got a piece of spliced ribbon. This is no problem. I've got, I'm going to put it right there in between the two dowels, and I'm going to twist it. That's how, if it falls in the right spot, it falls in the right spot. If it doesn't, I hate it. I really hate it. Then I'm going to come out here to about the 5.5 inch. And come over here to about the 5.5 inch. And I'm only doing one loop. Okay, guys? Which I left that one long. There we go. Now I'm going to bring this one down. And you could do more loops if you want. We still have ribbon. Okay, pull that. Pull that. Let's see if I can get y'all back up. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. I hit a button and it answered. Now we're going to come in with our leaf. And we're going to do the same. I may make this one just a little longer. Just a tad. Okay. Oh, thank you. Pull that just a little longer. That's all you've got to do is pick it out. Okay. We're going to come down to the 5" right here. Twist it. I'm going to move it up to the top. See how I can still see that plaid underneath that. These color complements each other really well. We're going to twist it, pull it up, you can either lay it on top of it or you can measure it off of your board at the 5, twist it, pull this one down, got that one caught right there. There we go. Push it on down in there, pull it down. It's a little long. Keep them fluffed. And then I'm going to come over here and cut it off. Okay? So let's go ahead and dovetail what we've got. I love that fall ribbon. That fall ribbon is so, the sleeve, both of them are gorgeous, but now we're going to bring in this gold right on top of it, guys. Twist it. Come on down the front. We want this one to be ready for the party. We're going to do this one in about a 4½. Okay. Come over here. Do this one at about a 4½. Hi, Miss Ashley. Then I'm going to twist it again, okay? And then we're going to make us a center loop with this one. And I like about a 2 to 3 inch center loop. Every one is different. Okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to twist this. It's going to make it easier for when we turn it back to the other side. Okay? Now I'm going to pull it down to about the same, and I'm going to cut it off. We can go ahead and dovetail these. And dovetail. There we go. So you've got plenty of pipe cleaners in your to do your sign and to do your bow. I twist 2 pipe cleaners together because I like really long pipe cleaners to put my bow on. So I twist them together to where they're tight, and then I go ahead and bend it so it's ready for me when I'm ready to put it on. I like to turn my bow maker parallel up and straight in front of me. Then I take my pointer finger and my middle finger. I go up under the ribbons and I just push up a little bit to where I can make room to get my fingers under there. I take my thumb, I press down on the top. Got a ribbon. Oh, there it is. Make sure I had it. And then I put a little pressure on it. I don't press real hard. I just put a little pressure on it and I pull it off. I take my pipe cleaner and I put it in one side, and on the other I pull a little taut and I move my thumb to the center, okay? And as I'm pressing down with my thumb, I pull down with the pipe cleaner. I turn it over, take my pointer finger and thumb, I start a twist, and then I'm going to twist the bow, okay? Then I'm going to hold on to my pipe cleaner. You can go ahead and get your little loops. They're already where they should be, right there. If you've got a little kink, it'll pull out. Let's put that one. And I made one a little too long, guys. Not a problem. We're gonna fix it. So all I have to do is pull on it just a little bit. And now they're the same size. That's what I like pipe cleaners for better than I do. Now the wrong side. So since I twisted it at the end, I just take my thumb, my finger, go straight down by that pipe cleaner and give it a half twist and put it over onto this other side. Okay? Take your finger here, put it in that center loop, spread it out, spread these loops back out, and there we have a sweet little bow to go on our wreath. Okay, let's lay that right there. We had plenty of ribbon. We still have a little left over. So before I put my bow on, I want to put my sign up. And what I did is that if any of y'all have been experiencing trouble, thank you guys. If you've been experiencing trouble with the cable mounts, what I did is I used glue on my cable mounts, and then super glue, never hot glue, super glue. Then I took some super glue and ran it next to the plastic and into the metal frame of the sign. Hi, Connie. And it worked perfectly. I tried to peel it off and I couldn't get it off. So we're going to put our sign. We're going to put him. I say him. So let's do this. Let's pull these out. Because if I can all but help it, I don't like to lay my sign right up on my ribbons. And I'm going to pull these out this way. And leave these just like they are. Okay? Which will be fine. I put pipe cleaners in 4/4. If you're just used to having it in 1, that's fine. I just told a story. I think I'll pull these out to this side too. go. Like that better. I'm going to take my, hi Shelly. Thank you. Hi Rita. I'm going to take my weaving needle. In every kit, I send y'all a weaving needle that I ship out. Just as a thank you. And I like y'all to have the tools that I use when I'm doing my wreaths. So what I've done is I went through all the mesh and everything. I come down here. And I don't want to pull on my sign too much, but I want it to stay. So if I did this one corner, I'm going to come over here and do this corner. Okay? I like to do opposite corners. Same way. Go down through the mesh. Always make sure you tie it onto your frame. Pull it taut, but not too tight. Let's get that tied on. Then I will go to the opposite corners. You're more than welcome to use wire. Punch a little hole in it with a bead smith. Whatever you're accustomed to, or if you're just a new wreather still learning, there's nothing wrong with the cable mounts. Just make sure you add a little super glue around the edges. Or take the soft, foamy, cushiony stuff off and then glue the plastic straight to the sign. Extreme heat can cause a malfunction of the mounts, and I've tried several different brands. Oh, thank you. Last one. Move my ribbon out of the way. Tie this one on. This is a perfect size sign. And like I said, this wreath is already 24, a little over 24 inches. That's on really good and snug. I'm just going to pull some ribbons. Sort of spread a little love out here on these ribbons. Like so. Now we're going to take our bow. And I'm going to put our bow right up here because I do not want to be able to cover up Fall for the Jesus. I pick a spot that is not already got a tie in it. So I will go in between these two. Using the weaving needle again, I take one of the pipe cleaners. I know, right? And push right down inside it. I usually take my little top knot or two of the little, if I hadn't turned it upside down. There we go. Then I'm going to go over here, grab the other pipe cleaner, and do the same thing. as I'm going through the mesh and everything, and pull it on through. I take it as I'm pulling it down to make sure I get it snug, but I'm not getting it too tight on there, guys. And then I tie it on to the frame. Just come and fluff your bow a little bit. If it gets a little jacked up, terminology, sorry guys, messed up, pull that. Make sure you get your tails straightened out. We'll get all that done. And I always put it on the wall and check everything. I say a wall, it's my door over here that I have. So that's what we've got so far. I think that's gorgeous. Now let's add some leaves. You'll get a whole deal of leaves here. You may not use them all. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to try out my new wire cutters, guys. I'm going to cut these off. Just going to go ahead and cut them all. You can use these in one or two ways. You can use them as a bunch put together to where you can do the wires yourself, or you can do the leaves individual. I'm going to come up here and I am going to cut, for right now, the tip off of that one. Oh. Should have had my glue pot going. I'm just going to take a little bit of glue. You can say it wasn't hot, but it is. Yep, see? It always wants to burn me, guys. Turn your leaves to how you want them. And I'm going to go right up in here, first of all, and I'm going to put some leaves right in the bow to start off with. And all I'm doing is putting a little glue. Then I pull the ribbon back and I go all the way down to the center. And put this right in the bow. Turn your leaves the way you want them. I'm going to raise this up because I want some that looks like it's coming out from under that bow right there. Then I'm going to cut another long piece off. Thank you. Put some glue up and down it. I'm going to come down here to the back, up under the bottom layers, and put some leaves. Some more. I just pull them back, go all the way down in that center so that they can peekaboo around. And I want to pull some this way. Okay. So we pretty much got the bow. Hold on, we don't. You know, what's a party if we can't put some down here at the bottom, guys? Because the bottom is just as important, right? Okay. So now, remember we left those pipe cleaners there for a reason. I'm going to tell you another tip. When you buy anything like leaves and stuff, they always come in plastic bags or a bundle or a bunch of them just in a box. Take your steam cleaner and hit them with a little bit of the steam or the steam off your iron. Don't get them close to it. And it'll just make those things brighten right up. Sometimes I do it before I put it on my wreath. Sometimes I do it afterwards. So I'm just going to go around. Remember this poly jute, it takes the glue really well. One last piece, and we'll see what we got, guys. Just need to straighten out the ribbon, and I can do that in a little bit. Thank you. No, I didn't make the sign. Sugar Pepper Designs made the sign. So, there we go, guys.